All right, so we're going to talk about food journaling right off the bat. The veterans know well that food journaling is a huge piece of the Biggest Loser program. The Biggest Loser program is really a high focus on the exercise part, but if you've watched any of the videos from Shannon or the Scanlons, they both talk about nutrition being a huge piece of being successful in and out of the program. So that's why we want to put some more emphasis on the nutrition part. So the food journaling, we'll get into that. All right, so a couple things about food journaling and why we emphasize it. First of all, you're more likely to succeed according to studies. And then one study in particular, per the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, those that logged 6 days per week versus less than or equal to 1 day a week were yielded twice as much weight loss at the end of the study. Just a little tidbit there. Okay, what I want you to do, a couple different things. I want you to take a couple minutes and write down what you ate yesterday. So write whatever you think your food journal should be, whatever details you think need to go on there. Take a seat and hold the sign sheets going around, and I'll get you a piece of paper. So you have a pen there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what we're doing right now, we just got started. It's just going to be you writing down what you ate yesterday. And that's all the cueing I'm giving you right now.
Okay.
So I'll give you about 4 more minutes. Oh no, if it's on your phone.
It's on the fitness app.
Yeah.
You can just look at that.
You can. I'm not gonna cue too much. Background music while you're recording your tank. About 2 more minutes. Basically, you're just writing down what you ate yesterday. I'm going to keep moving. Okay, it looks like everybody's pretty much done. Okay. All right, now we're going to have an uneven number. Let's have, okay. I'm going to have, well, I'll still have the 2 of you go with the back row. Or actually, I'll have you go with the back row and can use producer, go with the second to last row. And that's going to be your group that you're in. So you can adjust your chair since we have space if you want to. But basically, make sure you have a veteran in your group too. I want you to discuss your experience with food journaling. So veterans, what's your experience with it, good or bad? If you had challenges with it in the past, what are you going to do this time around with it? What are your favorite methods with tracking? What tips do you have? And then for those of you that are new to it, what questions do you have, okay? And then at the end of about 5 minutes, we're going to come back and kind of share, just designate a spokesman in your group, and we'll kind of share what we found. Okay, all right, so if we can get in your groups. You don't have to share your actual food journals.
There you go.
Oh. Does every row have a veteran? Yes. For lack of a better term. I don't like what's that calorie? Some of them are. I just want one person from each group to share like one or two major findings or things that you shared or concerns amongst your group. So I'll start up here. That's my spokesperson. Okay, Barb.
2 of us do Spark People and 2 of us do Fitness Pal.
Okay.
So we have 3 veterans, one newbie to doing it. She does not like it. That's time consuming. Doesn't like, the numbers. It's a good visual to, if you do it, to look at it at the end of the day and go, what did I do right, what did I do wrong? It's nice that it breaks down the protein, the carbs, the fats, and especially the sodium too, so you can see, where you're doing well and where you're not doing so well. It is time consuming.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. All right, what did we find in this group?
We have 2 veterans and a newbie. We all like it. We think it, although it is time consuming, it's worth it. It holds us accountable. We all like how it'll give us markers of where we are. So if we add a bunch of sugar in the day, we know that we can't have it later on. And then we like the complete your entry feature because it'll show you how much you're estimated to weigh inside weeks. So it's like real motivated.
Now, and you mentioned too, because you, like for instance, if you mentioned knowing how much sugar you're having through the day. So are you ladies taking a look at your journals throughout the day then? Okay, so you're not just logging and leaving? Okay, all right, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, what about this group?
So we talked with some of us that Tom and I are the veterans, and then Lisa used it before too. And like, I don't think it depends on you if you want to say at the end of the day I have to put all my food in board as you go. The nice thing about as you go is that you can kind of budget your calories a little bit, but you have to be very disciplined. That it's for no matter what you have to enter food in every day, whether it's all at once or as you're going. And then another thing that I don't know, it's that we were talking about that it's can be tricky using it is okay. For example, the salad bar. So if you go to Fix It and get a salad bar and a salad bar, how do you know? How do you know exactly how much stress we're using, how many croutons, all the extras? So you can say make the veterans salad your favorite meal, and just take the time to do that once and just click on it. But then you always have to have the same things that are going to be part of it. So.
Right here. Okay. Okay. All right. What about back here? So we were talking about how one of the things was trying to do with my hand was really hard. Right now, like I'm checking cameras, so I just started using my touch a couple days ago, and I'm amazed at how easy it is.
Log it right away. So it's either right away or the same day. If you go back on your Saturday class and Friday night, you're writing your whole week's dinner or a week's worth of meals. It's not really accurate. So the best you can do it either before you eat it or after you eat it, or that night. Will at least give you more accountability. And then probably the other biggest thing is like actually measuring. You know, like you're like, oh, 4 ounces, but you're like, just pouring it, that looks like 4 ounces. So like actually having a scale and weighing it, like it kind of sometimes will shock you at the amount of thought you put versus what you're doing.
What did you, and we're going to do something else with the recorded journals that I had to do, but what did you think about that? Because several of you mentioned logging it immediately. So how was it recalling what you ate yesterday? I thought because I logged it all yesterday, it wasn't that hard. You know what I mean? But had you asked me like a week ago when I wasn't logging, it would have been sure. I was going to say, I probably don't remember everything. I don't know.
I try to remember things as long as I log in. As soon as I log in, I can. Yeah, just log in.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was trying to point out too that, yeah, I mean, I agree, and everybody's different, but I agree if you can log like as soon as you eat or like soon after, it just works better. And then you're not, again, spending all this time at the end of the night or days later like, I don't know what I did, it's taking me like 20 minutes to do this, whereas it's, you do it right away, it's 1 to 2 minutes tops, usually. Okay. So why else should we track our food intake? I mean, obviously some of the answers are up there, but I'd like you guys to, ladies and gentlemen, to talk to me about this. What about the focus? Does it help with focus? And then, yeah, you mentioned that, like where you're at with your goals, your sugar intake, right? What about, is it motivating at all?
Yeah, when you complete it, you can see that you're going to lose weight.
You, what?
It's kind of fun.
It's fun?
Motivates you to
Nice.
stay on track.
That's the first time I've heard somebody say logging is fun. That's
I'm
good.
like a grade junkie though, so for me that's like keeping track of your score.
Are you an engineer by
Yes.
chance? You are? Oh, see? I'm married to one and he's a very like checklist Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, so, okay, all right, I got it. What about, yeah, so it helps attain and maintain goals. You know, one of the biggest things too, I've had several people come to see me and we'll get to talking and I'll be like, do you food journal? And they'll say, I used to and it worked really well for me in the past. Okay, can we start it back up maybe? Because it worked, but then they stopped and kind of fell off. And then somebody mentioned accountability too, right? You're accountable. And when I say, you know, your trainer's going to check your journal, so obviously you're accountable to him or her. But this group mentioned too, like you should be checking your own journals to teach yourself. Actually, a lot of you mentioned that. Don't just, what did I say, log and leave it. Like actually look at your food journals. What are you doing? What can you identify? What's going good? What's not going so good? You know, are there patterns there? And then that's how you're going to teach yourself, you know, how to make changes. All right. Also, it can help with clarity. So, are you missing foods? So, you know, maybe your calorie level is supposed to be, I don't know, 1,400 calories, and you're like, yeah, I'm hitting it every day, but I still don't feel right. Like I'm still not seeing the results I want. I still feel like I'm lacking in energy. And then you look at your food journal, you're like, oh, I have like no fruits and vegetables in there. It's all 1,400 calories of, I don't know, poor quality carbohydrates. Okay. Maybe you identify that you're skipping things. Why am I always hungry at 3 p.m.? Like every single day? And then you look at your food journal and you're like, oh, well, I'm eating breakfast at, I don't know, 7 a.m. and sometimes I'm skipping lunch or I'm just having little bites or whatever throughout the day. And then by 3 p.m. I'm starving. And some of these things too, now, well, as we're talking about this, we're going to go back to our journals at some point, but some of these things, the extended intervals, you should, if you really want to teach yourself, you'll start writing down the times that you eat too. And there is a way to do that. I don't think you can do it in the app, but if you do it on the computer, there is a way to enter in times that you eat. I think for both Spark People and MyFitnessPal. I'm not sure about the other apps. So that's a good one too, because if you're feeling, again, if you hit that 2 p.m. slump or whatever every single day, it might be a good idea to log the times that you're eating to see if you're going too far between. Typically, I tell people not to go any more than 5 hours between meals, because that's when your blood sugars start to go down, that's when you get the hangry thing going on, the irritableness, right? Emotional eating is another big one. And then again, with MyFitnessPal and Spark People, there's a notes section. So if you feel like emotional eating is coming into play, especially if you are a veteran in the program and you're like, I got this, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm exercising, but I'm still like, you know, I can't seem to keep the nutrition going. Take a look at what, you know, if you're having emotional eating going on. And that does not have to be, I'm angry, I'm sad, and yes, that's included, but that could also be, I'm bored, I'm happy, I like to go out every Friday and Saturday with friends. Like, those are all still forms of emotional eating. And I'll tell you, like, 9 out of 10 people that come to see me too will say, I'm really good at work, and then I get home and it's all bets are off. So, and it's either, again, habitual, just out of habit, my shows are on, that's what I do at night, that's how I unwind, or I'm bored, or maybe it's just truly that they're just saving all their calories for when they get home. So recording your emotions is another one. And a little tidbit there. According to a study in 2012, women that skipped meals lost 8 pounds fewer than those that did not at the end of the study. And then with emotional eating, even if you grab something that's only 100 calories, that 100 extra calories every single day leads to 10 pounds a year. So 100 calories doesn't seem like much, right? But if it's over what you're, you know, supposed to be at, let's say again you're at 1,400, and then you're 1,500 every single day, you're going to see that gain. And then it could be an imbalance in meals and snacks too. Like I said, maybe you're hitting your 1,400 calorie level, and I'm not trying to say everybody's at 1,400, I'm just picking on 1,400. But you're not feeling well. You're like, I'm hungry all the time. Again, my energy's down. It could be that you're just truly imbalanced with your macronutrients. You're not getting enough proteins, you're not getting high quality carbohydrates, you're not getting healthy fats. So that makes a difference too, taking a look at your balance of your meals. All right. I'm glad somebody thinks that food journaling is fun. I don't want it to be a negative thing. This is for you. This is to teach yourself what to do, right? I know everybody's like, oh, my trainer's gonna yell at me or whatever, but this is really for you, because at the end of the day, your trainer goes home and they go on about their lives, right? You guys are the ones that, you know, you're living your life, so this is for you to do. And the other thing is, don't just key in on the things that you feel like you're doing poorly. Actually look at what you're doing well and build upon those things too. So for instance, let's say, and I've had people that don't eat vegetables at all, and then all of a sudden they're incorporating vegetables, even if they're not getting as many as they should a day, that's still a win. Like, hey, I wasn't eating any vegetables before I started this program. I'm now at least eating 1 to 2 servings a day. Focus on that, build on that. Don't just focus on the stuff that's not going so well. All right, so what should we include with our food journals besides the type of food? What do we need?
Size.
Okay, so portion size or serving size. What else? Beverages. Yep. Everything that goes in. Dietitians like to say, you bite it, you write it. What else?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Yes, alcohol.
Regular snacking in general.
Yeah, snacking in general. Yeah, don't forget your snack. Nibbling kind of goes along with that. If you're a taste tester when you cook or bake, that all gets counted.
BLTs, like 6 tastes.
Yes, there, that's a good one. BLTs, bites, licks, and tastes. What else? We talked about a few in a couple slides ago too. Time Time intervals, again, if you feel like you're starving at certain points of the day, time might be important to log. What else? Emotions, yes. Again, even if you feel like, well, I'm happy all the time, I'm not stressed, it might be something to just log for a few days or a week and just see. You know, again, I eat when I get good news, I eat when I'm bored, you know, those sort of things. All right, so now take a look at your journal. You don't have to sit there and revamp the whole thing, but yeah, what details are you missing? Who wants to share? Maybe my veterans.
Going out to eat.
Going out to eat?
We're going for, is that what you're still talking about?
Well,
So we're talking to her. I
oh, yeah, but yeah, going out to eat, yeah, you want to log that too. But yeah, looking at the journal that you just recorded at the beginning of class, what are you missing from it?
I just made the sizes.
Okay, so, and I know I only gave you 5 minutes to do it, but yeah, portion sizes.
Or any water that I drink.
Okay, yeah, water, beverages, even if it's sips, especially if it's soda or juice. What else? Did anybody write down emotions or times that they ate? Okay, and again, I know I just gave you a 5-minute interval, but, so again, this could be things to write down. Yeah?
Instead of just saying, like, if you want to separate something, instead of just saying,
Yeah, well, and that, I don't know about you, but I've gotten guac on my sandwich at Subway, and I mean, I don't know. I try to estimate an eyeball as a degree, but they put a lot on there, so for all I know, it's like several tablespoons, yes, which adds up very quickly. All right. Oh, all right, I'm gonna go back. Hold on. You guys probably already saw this anyway, but okay. Can I have a volunteer come up here? Okay. Do you want to come up? Go ahead. Okay. All right, without looking at the label. I'm going to have you use your hand or hands and just measure out, just eyeball what you think one portion of nuts should be. So you can use your hand to dig in there. You don't have an allergy, right? No. Okay. That would not be good.
Perfect technique.
Right. As you're already touching it. Okay. Okay. What? All right. So without spilling it, can you kind of show everybody what you got there? All right. So what do we think? Does that look like a good portion?
How many is that?
About 13-ish.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. It's about, I think 10 is about.
I think there's like a little more.
So, and then where's my little, I don't have a 4th cup.
I think it's like double that.
So, all right, according to this, so 1 serving, a 4th, you can sit down, thank you. A serving is 1/4 cup. So this might be a little bit under a 4th cup. This is a 3rd cup measurement that I have here. So that's actually pretty good. 1/4 cup is 160 calories. Now, healthy calories, but again, if you're a nut lover and you're just mindlessly taking, or again, just eyeballing and you're like, oh, I'm good. And that's what this next slide illustrates here. So, and this was a dietitian that did this. She was like, oh, that's a rough handful. It ended up being 400 calories when she actually measured it out, whereas 1/4 cup for that package was 180. So it's a huge difference right there, right? Okay. Wow, we spent through that fast. Okay. So a couple other points. Now this kind of, this goes along with food journaling, but it kind of gets into other topics that we'll discuss in other sessions. But I wanted to put this in here because I see a lot of articles that say, journaling, is a waste of time, or more so calorie counting, not so much journaling, but the calorie counting is a waste of time. So you can argue it both ways. Science says that in order to lose weight, we we have to have a deficit of calories, right? We have to burn more than we take in. That remains true. However, quality does matter. So let's say you are on a 1,200 calorie diet and your 1,200 calorie diet is mostly carbohydrates, hardly any proteins, hardly any fruits and vegetables, mostly, processed foods, right? And then let's say the person next to you is on a 1,200 calorie diet as well, but they've got high quality proteins, high quality carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, all that other jazz. Okay, likely both people are going to lose weight, assuming that 1,200 calories is still a deficit. But how are they going to feel? How is one person going to feel versus the other person? When you come in here and work out, you should feel exhausted, right? You should feel like you're giving 100%. In order for your muscles to repair, you need adequate nutrition. That 1,200 calories of processed foods, junk, poor quality, whatever, is not going to feel the same for your muscles or fuel your muscles the same as 1,200 calories of high quality foods, okay? The other thing to remember, and the reason for that really, is high quality foods talk to your hormones. They send messages to your hormones, which send messages all over your body. They affect your blood sugars, right? So again, 200 calories from a candy bar versus 200 calories from, a small meal that's got protein, vegetable, whatever, way different impact on your blood sugars. One's doing this, and then the other one's doing this. We want this. This is much better for weight loss and weight management, much better for energy levels, much better for the whole picture. And then, like I said, the ability to repair. Your muscle needs carbohydrate and good quality proteins after working out, not, sugar or processed foods. So, bottom line, the right combination of macronutrients, which is your carbohydrates, fat, and protein, and micronutrients, which is your vitamins and minerals, as well as fluid, that is the key to feeling good and seeing the results that you want. Other tips for journaling. That's probably the biggest complaint that I hear is what most of you mentioned is just the time that it takes. But the wonderful thing is these apps, you can save your favorite foods. If you eat the same breakfast every day, you can literally group that together and create a breakfast group and copy that every single morning if you want to. So that helps, and literally it takes 1 to 2 minutes tops after every meal or snack to log that. The other thing is, treat it like you would anything else you have to do during the day, right? You've got to brush your teeth. I don't know about you, but I really don't, it's not on my fun to-do list, right? So you've got to brush your teeth, you've got to exercise, you've got to bathe, you've got to do all that stuff. So at least for the duration of the program, you're treating the journaling the same way. Talked about updating it frequently and being specific. Okay, and then we did our activities, so we're good there. Okay, what questions or concerns do you have, if any? Okay.
So when you're journaling and you're doing everything and you're running close to your almost 5 mark period for your next meal, you come to the gym, you're ready to have a carb, you feel like you will be drained eventually. You're getting close to that end. What is the best snack to have to get you through that workout before you have your protein to build your muscle back up?
Okay.
I find myself doing that when I leave work and I know I'm not eating a meal right before I eat.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I need something, so sometimes I grab a kind bar and I'm like, try to stay away from the carbs and stuff, but then I know I need a good carb.
Yeah.
An apple, let's go on a second.
Yeah. The biggest thing, first of all, is everybody's digestive tract is a little different. So the first thing is you have to find something that sits well with you, right? Typically, really high fiber things or really high fat things don't sit well with people because, again, then your body is like doing double time, right? It's trying to digest all that, and then it's trying to get you through your workout. So it's like, but everybody everybody's different. So again, you would want to experiment and try to find what works well for you. Typically, bananas, yogurt are usually easy to digest for most people, so that's kind of my go-to response. Or even like a wrap with some peanut butter on it, you know, and maybe a little bit of fruit. Peaches are usually digestible, you know, easily digestible. So stuff like that, or like a string cheese and an apple if the apple sits okay with you. Anybody else have ideas for snacks before your workout?
I was just looking for something to go that would get you through the morning, just trying to be completely starving while you're working out and then you're exhausted.
Yeah, no, and I don't recommend that because yeah, if listen to your body. I mean, if you feel like you're not going to make it through your workout, your body is literally telling you, you know, that's your body's response. I'm not going to make it through your workout. So, and usually what I'll tell people too, and we'll discuss this in one of the presentations to come, but usually if you can eat a meal 3 to 4 hours before your workout, and then yeah, if you're pushing that 5-hour mark, usually like half hour before your workout, have your snack. Just because if it's within like that half-hour window, again, you're like trying to eat and get into your workout, and then it may not feel the greatest. But yeah, I mean, I would say yogurt, string cheese, you know, fruit. Those are my go-tos, or even like a half sandwich and do like a wrap. And remember too, I know you guys are watching, most of you are watching your carbohydrates, but if you stay within your macronutrient ranges, and again, if you're doing it before a workout, your body's going to utilize some of those carbs in the workout too. I'm just trying to think of other ones that would be good.
Nuts.
Huh?
Nuts or nuts.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of nuts.
Nut butter with some carrots or celery or something. Not a huge serving of it.
Yeah, just watch again how, you know, if you're going to do nuts or vegetables before your workout, just again watch that window and is it something that you can digest okay. Just personally, like, yeah, I do better with the string cheeses and the yogurt and banana type stuff. That's me. I've seen people come in before a workout and eat apples and they're fine. So it just depends on you.
I feel like it just would mow it down and then like I'm still starving.
You're still hungry?
Yes, I don't, I mean, it's not like it messes with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you're just still hungry.
Yeah,
Are you getting lightheaded in workout too, or?
No.
Okay, that's what.
You know what it is that I'm just trying to find the right balance
Yeah.
to burn it all off to give me that little boost of energy. What am I, you know, to eat to get me through that workout,
Yeah.
and then if I can get to making my protein when I get home within a half hour, versus just physically exhausted from kickboxing, and I'll just fall asleep because I don't even want to cook anything or make anything, and then I know nutrition-wise it's not benefit me.
Right. What about doing like a little shake too?
Oh, protein shake afterward?
Well, or before. You could do a shake
Yeah,
before
I'll do
too.
protein shakes beforehand.
Okay.
So I know that they're very low in carbs, and I guess I'm stuck on the give me enough carbs to push me up quick.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to drop.
You could
So
add a fruit.
I'll drop after like in 45 minutes, and then that's when you're just beat. Like,
Yeah. So if you have a low carb shake, you could have a banana with it, or half a banana, you know, or again a handful of berries or something to get you some extra carbohydrates. That would help. Any other ideas for pre-workout snacks? Or any other questions? All right. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I think the next one is the 26th. And I think it's about like eating, like balanced eating. So we'll get more into that. All right. If anybody didn't sign in, let me know. Thank you. And thank you. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
May
Good luck.
26th at 10:30.
At 10:30. Okay.
Nutrition for a balanced lifestyle.
There we go. Thank you. Please, if you could, do we still keep your chairs back there? If you could at least take your chair